Hello everyone, welcome to Everyday Essential series of Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy. So today in this video, let us discuss the topics from 12th July 2025. First, we are going to discuss about the Bharat Ratna, and second about the Enforcement Directorate, and third about the Maharatha military landscapes of India, and fourth about the Gyan Bharatam mission, and finally Bangladesh country as part of the mapping series. So starting with our first topic, that is Bharat Ratna. So why we are now discussing about Bharat Ratna? Why? Because the recently Dalai Lama has celebrated his 90th birthday. And after this, our Indian parliamentarians have been petitioning the union government to award this award, that is the Bharat Ratna, to the Dalai Lama. So this is the context of our discussion, that is Bharat Ratna. So now going to this award. So this Bharat Ratna is the highest civilian award of the country constituted in the year 1954. And this is awarded in recognition of the exceptional service or performance of the highest order in any field of the human endeavor. See, in any field, whether a person the shows any exceptional service or performance in any field of the human endeavor, so the government can honor him or that person with the Bharat Ratna. And this Bharat Ratna is given without any distinction of the race, occupation, position, or the sex. This Bharat Ratna can be given without any distinction to race, occupation, position, or the sex. And for recommending this Bharat Ratna, there is no formal recommendation procedure. And this Bharat Ratna is recommended directly by the Prime Minister to the President, and this President confers this Bharat Ratna. And there are restrictions regarding the number of annual awards. The number of Bharat Ratna per in a year can be given to the number that is only 3. But this rule was broken in the year 1999. In that year, particular year, the number of Bharat Ratna the Bharat Ratna awards are given to the 4 persons, and in the last year 2024 also this was broken, and in that year it was given to the 5 persons. And this Bharat Ratna awardee will get a sanat, that is signed by the president, and a medallion. And there is no monetary grant of awarded by this Bharat Ratna. Coming to the first recipients of Bharat Ratna are the C. Rajagopalachari, S. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, and the C.V. Raman, that is in the year 1954. So this is about the Bharat Ratna. And now moving to the second topic, that is the Enforcement Directorate. So why we are discussing this? Say this Enforcement Directorate in one way or other way is often in news only. Today, why we are discussing means yesterday this enforcement directorate has carried out the another round of searches in Punjab as well as in Haryana in connection with the US donkey route case involving alleged human trafficking as well as the money laundering cases. So what is this donkey route? So there is a movie regarding this donkey route, right? So this is the illegal route. So this is the illegal route illegal route taken by the persons to go to the US, that is America. This route can be through this an illegal route to US which involves many countries and as well as the jungles also. So this enforcement directorate is a multidisciplinary organization which is envisaged to look into the investigation of the economic crimes as well as the violation of the foreign exchange laws. So to remember these terms, economic crimes as well as the violation of this foreign exchange laws. And coming to the origin or the history of this enforcement directorate, say in the year 1956, the enforcement unit was established under the Department of the Economic Affairs. Department of the Economic Affairs to look into the matters of this act. Under this act, that is the Foreign Exchange Regulatory Act 1947. And in the year 1957, this unit was renamed as the Enforcement Directorate. And in the year 1960, see, till 1960, this Enforcement Directorate was under the administrative control of this Department of Economic Affairs of this Ministry of Finance. But in the year 1960, its administration control was given to this Department of Revenue. Department of Revenue under the Finance Ministry. And from the years during this tenure, that is the 1973 to 77, its administration was given to the Department of Personnel and the Administrative Reforms for 4 years. But now it is under the administrative control of the Department of Revenue. It is under the Ministry of Finance. And coming to the structure of this enforcement directorate, so there is one director of the enforcement, which is headquartered in the New Delhi. And next comes the special directors of the enforcement to look into the matters of situated in the 5 regional offices, that is the Mumbai, Chennai, Chandigarh, Kolkata, and the Delhi. And after the special directors comes the deputy directors. These will look into the 10 zonal offices of the enforcement directorate. And under this, again, there are assistant directors under this deputy director in 11 sub-zonal offices. Now moving to the special functions of this enforcement directorate. See, this directorate of enforcement include enforcing these following acts. Those are the Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. So in this act, this enforcement directorate will conduct investigation to trace the assets derived from the proceeds of crime, or to professionally attach the property also. The ED can attach the property, and to ensure the it will ensure the prosecution of the offenders. And confiscation of the property by the special court. And second comes the Foreign Exchange and Management Act 1999. That is the FEMA Act 1999. So under this act, the ED has given the responsibility to conduct investigation into suspected contravention of foreign exchange laws and regulations, and also it can impose penalties under this act, FEMA Act. And next comes the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018. So under this act, the Enforcement Directorate is mandated to attach the properties of the fugitive economic offenders who have escaped from India, warranting arrest, and provide the confiscation of their properties to the central government. And fourth comes the sponsoring agency under the COFPOSA. This COFPOSA means the conservation of the foreign exchange and prevention of the smuggling act. Smuggling Act 1974, COFPOSA. So under this ED is empowered to sponsor cases of preventive detention. Under this is considered with the preventive detention with regard to the contravention of this FEMA Act. So through these following 4 acts, that is the Prevention of the Money Laundering Act 2002 and the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, and the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act 2018, and the sponsoring agency under this COFPOSA Act. So through this act, this ED is entrusted with the investigation of the economic crime and the violation of the foreign exchange laws. And moving to our third topic, that is the Maratha military landscape. So why we are discussing this? So in its 47th committee, that is the UN Heritage Committee, UNESCO Heritage Committee, it has decided to designate this Maratha military landscape as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. This Maratha military landscape has been nominated for the year 2024 to 25 cycle by the India. So now with this, India has 44 World Heritage Sites. So these are 12 major fortifications. This Maratha military landscape include the 12 major forts. Under these 12, 11 are situated in Maharashtra and 1 is situated in the Tamil Nadu. So we'll see what are those 12 forts. So these 12 forts are Salher Fort, Shivaneri Fort, Lohgarh Fort, Khanderi Fort, Raigad, Rajgarh, Pratapgarh and Suvarnadurg, Panhala Fort, Vijayadurg, Sindhudurg. These forts are in 11 forts in Maharashtra. And one more fort, that is Ginji Fort in Tamil Nadu. And among these also, these Saleh Fort, Shivaneri Fort, Lohgarh, Rajgarh, Raigad, and Ginji Fort are the hill forts. These are the hill forts. And Pratapgarh is the hill forest fort. And Panala is the hill plateau fort. And Vijayadurg, here it is Vijayadurg, it is the coastal fort. Whereas Khanderi, Suvarnadurg and Sindhudurg are the island forts. So these are the 12 forts of Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu which have been designated as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And these are developed between the 17th and the 19th century during the period of the Maratha King Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and continued through the subsequent rulers until the Peshwa rule till 1818. Now coming to the criteria for selecting this or designating these places as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. So these criteria have been given under the 1972 World Heritage Convention. And we have this 10 criteria, and this places Maratha military landscape of India has been designated under this cultural criteria. This convention gives the World Heritage Committee gives the total 10 criteria, 6 cultural and the 4 natural. And in that, these Maratha military landscape have been awarded under this cultural criteria, that is under this 3 criteria. So what are those 3 criteria? Exceptional testimony to a cultural tradition or civilization past or present. An outstanding example of military architecture or landscape representing a significant historical stage. Third criteria is the tangible association with the significant events, traditions, beliefs, or the artistic works of the universal value. So this Maratha military landscape have been recognized under these 3 criteria under the cultural criteria of UNESCO World Heritage Site Convention or the committee. Now moving to a fourth topic, that is Gyan Bharatam Mission. So why we are discussing this Gyan Bharatam Mission? See, India will host the first International Manuscript Heritage Conference in September, which will be attended by the global scholars, thought leaders, and the cultural custodians in this subject. And this is a 3-day conference which will be held from September 11th to 10th with the title Reclaiming India's Knowledge Legacy Through Manuscript Heritage. So this conference, International Manuscript Heritage Conference, is going to be organized under this Gyan Bharatam mission. So we'll see what is this Gyan Bharatam mission. See, previously this is the National Mission for Manuscripts, which was launched in the year 2003. And now it is renamed as this Gyan Bharatam mission. And this was announced in the Union Budget 2025 to 2026 with the allocation of around 482.85 crore rupees for this Gyan Bharatam Mission project. And it is a central sector scheme which is entrusted for the period of the 2024 to 2031. It is organized under the Ministry of the Culture. So what is the mandate of this Gyan Bharatam mission? That is to preserve, document and disseminate the India's rich manuscript heritage. This will be implemented by other organizations or the institute. One example is that the Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts. Coming to the features or the key objective of this Gyan Bharatam mission, so it will look into the survey and the documentation of manuscripts to maintain a comprehensive record of the India's manuscript wealth. And second, about the conservation and the preservation of manuscripts across the repositories in India. And third is about the digitization, large scale digitization of manuscripts to create a national digital manuscript library NDML to promote the scholarly research. And fourth is about the publication and the research. It includes the editing, translating, and publishing rare and the unpublished manuscript to promote the scholarly research. And fifth is about the capacity building. It also organizes training programs in manuscriptology, paleography, and conservation to build the expertise in these manuscripts. And final one is the outreach and the awareness. This Gyan Bharatam mission also conduct the exhibitions, seminars, cultural programs to increase the public awareness about this manuscript heritage. Now coming to a final topic, that is Bangladesh. So this is also our neighbor. Yesterday we discussed our neighbor, that is of Nepal, and today we are discussing about one more neighbor, that is the Bangladesh. So why we are discussing? See, the United Nations has said that is Bangladesh has seen its largest Rohingya refugee influx since 2017, with 150,000 arriving in this Cox's Bazar since early in the 2024. So who are these Rohingyas? These are refugees coming from the Myanmars. So this Bangladesh is a country in the South Asia, and this is bordered by India, most India, and the Nepal, and it is also border of this Bay of Bengal, and it is the eighth most populous country and one of the world's most densely populated country. We all know its capital is Dhaka, and this Bangladesh is called as the land of rivers because Bangladesh is home to 57 transboundary rivers, including Padma, that is Ganga in India, Jamuna, that is Brahmaputra in India, and Meghna in the Surma, which forms major part of the drainage of this Bangladesh. So that's all for today. Thank you.